Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Awaken Authentic Self. If you're watching me for the first time, I am your host, Jill Young. Thank you to all the existing subscribers. For those of you who are new to this channel, go ahead, hit the like and the subscribe. So today, I'd like to talk about something that I feel, in my spirit that God has been showing me, not only through my life, but through the lives of others, and just, from hearing other content creators, coaches, prophetic voices that I've come across. And prior to that, I've had this feeling that don't be surprised when God starts to expose people around you, people in your life. Don't be surprised when God starts to expose the people in your life. If you are anything like me, you will start to pretty much be able to feel it when you're about to be betrayed, when people are not really as authentic as they try to make themselves appear. The Bible tells us to, watch out for those, even angels, people of the kingdom of darkness will disguise themselves as angels of light, right? Like wolves in sheep's clothing. So you always get a certain feeling, right before you're about to be betrayed. And I believe Jesus had this feeling when he was amongst his 12 disciples. And it was right before the time that Judas was going to betray Jesus. The Bible doesn't really talk too much about how Jesus was able to tell, that Judas was about to betray him, but we are sure that, heavenly, his heavenly Father, God in heaven, revealed to Jesus that he was about to be betrayed. And you can pretty much look around in your circle and look at the people. You can look at the ones and you can tell, like, they were a little bit off today, with maybe it could be something as simple as how they may have cut their eyes at you. It could be something as simple as their tone of voice may be changed. Something in the spirit has changed. And if you're a sensitive person, you will pick up on it. So do not be surprised when people betray you. And this is not a negative message, but it comes as a warning. It comes as, one of those things that you just have to, heighten your awareness and be aware so that you're not disappointed when those that you trusted, those that you love, or just, people that you would least expect will be exposed. Now, people can also be exposed in a good way. And the good thing about when God starts to expose the people around you that maybe already betrayed you or are about to betray you, right? He will also shine the light on those who are for you, right? Because you start to see, okay, this person can't be on my team. That person can't be on my team. Okay, God, who is it that can be on my team? Who's left? So a lot of times God does this right before you come into a new season, right before you come into a blessing, and he has to cut these toxic people off. Let the Judases go ahead and do what it is that they got to do. Let them go sell you out. Let them go talk behind your back. Let them go try to take your boyfriend, or let the boyfriend go and cheat. Let them do what it is that they have to do so that they can be revealed, so you know who can remain on your team. One thing I like about walking with God is that there is nothing hidden that shall not be revealed. There is nothing hidden that shall not be revealed. And a lot of times people think, okay, well, this is a nice person. She looks innocent. She looks sweet and all this and that. But what they don't realize is you're a slayer in the spirit. You know, you could be mighty in the spirit. God speaks to you. You speak to God. He reveals things to you. You can have a feeling. You can have a dream. He will lead you to the truth. You know, a lot of times when I ask God a question and I'm trying to figure something out, I'm trying to figure people out in my life, the answer may not come right away. He may lead me to the truth, guide me to the truth. You may come up upon some information, right, that you wasn't even looking for. But it may be the missing piece of the puzzle. And so you do not have to be confused about it, deceived. You don't have to go and seek, a horoscope. You don't have to go ask a soothsayer a question, because you already have the truth straight from the throne room of God, who sees all, who is omniscient, all-knowing, and omnipresent. See, that's one thing that's different between God and the devil. God is everywhere at the same time. The devil is not. So he has to use his minions. He has to use people. He has to use demons, fallen angels, in order to carry out his agenda. When it comes to God, he can go right directly to you, each and every person. You can have this thought in your mind, and you didn't even, and it's not from you. And you're just thinking to yourself, where did this thought come from? Why am I thinking that? And then when you go and you expound on it and you seek it out, what it is that, the Lord has revealed to you, you come to find out it's true. It's true. It comes to a point where, for me, myself, sometimes I hope to be wrong. Sometimes when God reveals something to me, I hope to be wrong, because, you start to get used to having to let people go in your life. And you probably always knew it. You always saw the red flags. You always knew it, that person for some reason just couldn't be trusted. But then God will reveal it to you, because he cannot have his children being attached to toxic, being attached to someone with an entity that is there to destroy you, to tear you down. And a lot of times people like this don't even realize that they are a victim. They don't even realize that Satan is using them, to carry out his agenda. And then they don't realize that God is allowing it to strengthen you, to build you, right? Because everything that happens, God will take the good and the bad, and he will always, always work it out for your good. And this is what our enemies don't realize, that there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that they can do, because they will end up being a footstool. They will end up being your footstool. So count it all joy, my friends, when God starts to reveal the toxic, when God starts to expose people. It can be people on your job. It could be, that trusted confidant, manager that you thought had your back, that you thought actually liked you. The whole time, they were intimidated by you. They were intimidated by your confidence. You know, they may have been intimidated by how you can come in to the job at a lower level than what they are and be confident in yourself. Do you know some people are actually intimidated by that? They could be intimidated, you know, by the fact that you are assertive, you know, always wanting people to be passive aggressive. We don't got time for that. God's children don't got time for that. Say what it is that you mean to say. Say it, right? Be clear and stand on it. Stand on it, you know? So do not be surprised, my friends, because I've been seeing it a lot. When God exposes people, I almost get to be afraid to pray that prayer, because I prayed it many times before, and every time I pray it, God will give me a whole new circle of people around me. But just ask God, you know, if you find yourself that you're not growing in the circle that you currently are in, and you're kind of having a feeling that you're being talked about, maybe amongst your friends, or maybe that your employer, you know, is not really there for you, or not really there for your growth, don't be afraid to pray that prayer of asking God to expose the people around you, the people in your life. Ask him for protection as he does that, you know, because it can save you a lot of time. We don't have time to waste. We have one life to live. If you're like me and you believe that you have one life on this earth to live, and that after death, you're either going to heaven or hell. Okay? So you have one point of time, one space in eternity to be on this planet, to live your life in the flesh. We don't have time to waste it on frauds. We don't have time to waste it on masquerading spirits. Yes, a lot of times people can masquerade acting as if they are something else to you that they are not. And this is why it's important to ask God to reveal it. If you don't have God next to you, if you're not strong in your prayer life, if you don't have the Holy Spirit, it's going to be hard sometimes, because the devil is very crafty. You know, the devil can masquerade himself. We know this, you know. So you're going to have to ask God to reveal people's agenda. You know, and it's so funny to me, because people that I've encountered in the past, and even currently, will think that I don't know that they betrayed me. They will act as if they're innocent. That I don't know that they've talked about me behind my back. That I don't know that they partnered up with somebody else to team up against me. The whole while, I know. I can tell by your questions, by your anxiety, what you're inquisitive about, the fact that you call me up and you never say anything about yourself. You only want to talk about one particular topic when it comes to me. And you never reveal the key points that you need to reveal. You never reveal anything about yourself. You talk very, very little about yourself. See, that's a monitoring spirit. A monitoring spirit. They don't realize that what's going on is they have a demon attached to them that is trying to get information about you, so it can go back to its network of demons and to its father, Satan, to destroy your blessings before the blessings even come. And this is why you got to stop telling the devil your business. I don't tell people anything that I wouldn't want them to know. If they think they're prying information out of me, think again. because I have decided that that was some information I didn't care if you knew. So friends, that brings us to the end of this quick talk. Don't be surprised when God starts to expose those around you. Expect it. Pray about it. Sometimes God will give us a warning about things so that we can pray. He wants us to pray about it so that he can move on our behalf, so that we can invite him into the situation to start to work in it for us. So, I'd like to thank you for watching. This is Awaken Authentic Self. Go ahead, hit the like and the subscribe. Go ahead and share this topic. It may help somebody else. And I will see you again back here another day. God